Except it always was fun. I am making an official statement right here, right now. Among Us is one of my favorite games of all time. But me saying that always leaves people confused. Like, why do you play the baby Sunday children brain rot slop game? Am I stupid? Is there something wrong with me? No, I just think it's fun. When I revealed my very normal Among Us Hour count, some guy was genuinely worried about how I was going to make a soulless history video for engagement. And I appreciate how LAN 3021 actually cares about the things they watch instead of just consuming whatever YouTube throws at them. But I also hate how Among Us is perceived as this shallow clickbait game that can't be used for anything other than money printing. Every time I invite someone in real life to play Among Us, they look at me like I've told them the funniest joke ever spoken. When I speak to players who love popular social deduction games, they tell me Among Us is nothing special. It's just ripped off Mafia. What's so unique about it? Well, you know what? I'll tell you what's so special about it. It's in my 500 gigabytes of footage I've collected over the past 3 years, and I just ran out of money to pay Moongo for this animation. When most people think of Among Us, they see a game that looks like this. But when I think of Among Us, I see a game that looks like this. And no, I didn't turn the lights off, because if I did, it would look like this. It might seem odd that I would deliberately play with mole vision, but trust me, this one change turns Among Us into one of the most unique social deduction games ever made, and I'm going to spend the rest of this video proving why. And I know that sounds like the most slop pretentious thing anyone has ever said on this website, but look at this. I need to kill BurgerNet.
Everybody just believe my lies.
AKA Meatgood, aka the guy who does nothing but sit on the cameras all day, making the game infinitely harder to play. So I just have to kill him, right? Well, no. Because normally, Meatgood is defended by his little entourage of bodyguards, which makes it pretty much impossible to do anything to him. But we can get around this by sabotaging the nearby lights to lure crewmates away before jumping out of the vent, killing Meatgood, and watch everyone fumble to figure out who did it. This is the easiest way to get rid of BurgerNet, particularly if you make it look like he is the one who killed on top of himself. Bonus points if you do it in the sand skin. That's real, by the way. You can play as Flowey the Flower in Among Us. You can't even do that in Fortnite. Alternatively, instead of targeting Meatgood, you could sit in this hallway beneath lights, just outside the crewmate's vision, call lights, wait for enough people to pass, and...
That was so unexpected.
Where is it?
Orange, I'm thinking it's just you here.
Okay, on second thought, maybe just kill Meatgood. I can't think of any other social deduction that lets me play like this, and we're just getting started. If you're feeling crazy, you can kill in the dark right in front of people, go fix the lights with someone, and if you do this right, it will be extremely unclear who did the kill. There's nothing I love more than watching the imposter horrifically frame some random innocent. Look at this.
I'm gonna spoon feed him the
Wait, maybe.
sabotages.
This did not happen in cams. It could not be seen through cams. That's all the information I can give.
Well,
What?
Tug, where is it?
On the camera?
Gamer, you killed
fuck.
8 cams.
Wait, they killed there? I had scanned with there. Fuck, and he didn't say that. I think it's a little late for that.
This is what the entire video is going to be, by the way. Me talking about fun Among Us strategies which get progressively more absurd. Let's start with something simple. An ancient technique passed down from the tall Among Us people called the double kill. Which is when are with kill with people twice. I don't know what else to tell you. There was once 2 people here and now there is not. It's the standard way to win on 6. Call a sabotage so the crewmates can't hit the button and you win. It's that easy. Or that would be the case if double kills didn't have an invisible risk. If you spend the whole round with someone, and then 2 kills, one from both imposters happen, you know for a fact that that guy can't be the imposter, because both killers murdered someone while you were together. And by that same logic, they know it can't be you, which means both of you are clear. If several people have an alibi like this, the imposters are fucked.
I didn't see this because vision.
100% not orange for this.
Oh, this poor guy. He thought I went down to O2, but I actually went back up and killed. Here's another strategy that develops pretty early on. The self-report.
Yeah.
Meatgood, who entered O2?
What?
Gamer.
I'm in O2.
It's
What?
not ever. This is in canisters. New players aren't primed to suspect the guy finding bodies, which means you can get a lot of easy kills reporting your own ones. But as the lobby develops, you're going to need a better strategy. Especially when someone's camping vitals and can clearly see the body die in the same second you reported it. A slightly more advanced version of this is killing on top of yourself while on cameras. Regardless of who finds the body, you can always claim that you were just busy checking the cameras and did not realize someone had died on top of you. It's slightly more believable than a normal self-report because there's ambiguity as to who actually got the kill. But it's still not that great. In the layer above, we have calling a meeting instead of reporting the body. Kill someone near the table and immediately hit the button. To everyone else, it looks like someone coincidentally happened to die sometime before you called the emergency, which frees you from being associated with the dead body even though you just killed it. Although, pretty soon people will catch on to that as well, so you better make up a really good reason for calling the meeting, otherwise you're going to get thrown out. Can have vented an electrical. But what if we took that concept of hiding a body further? What if we report one body to hide the existence of another? Okay, this strategy needs a lot of setup. I'm on Polus, it's round 1, and what do? You hide in storage, wait for someone to enter, close the doors, and kill them. But then I see Burgernet and Hexy walking together, and a perfect alibi forms in my head. If I vent out, follow them into office to the vitals monitor, we'll all see the guy I just killed dead, and I'll be like, wow guys, it can't be any of us since we all walked here together when the body died. And I could have left it there, lived my life happily ever after getting cleared for my own kill. But for some reason I killed another guy in lab. I don't remember why I did this, but like, whatever, it's fine. Oh. Otog's walking into lab and he sees me leaving lab and there's a body in lab that he is definitely going to find because Otog is entering lab, and when he finds it, he will remember that I just left lab, which means I must have killed the body. Unless I quickly report the storage body before Otog finds the lab one. Now it looks like I was innocently leaving lab because there was no body in there. I won't be suspected for the storage kill because I was at the vitals monitor with 2 people when it died. This game is so easy. All you have to do is kill people outside their vision and there's nothing they can do.
So you're too slow. It's you. You're too slow, Orange. You're too slow. It's like the last round.
Arrgh, but you'll be wanting another sneaky strategy. That's not what a pirate says. Why not just kill on top of people while they're doing tasks? With low enough vision, you can't see anything through download, and now there's a body there. Can you tell me who killed this body while I was on download? That's right. It was obviously Meatgood. He's only visible for about 8 frames. I checked. It might not be the most effective way to kill people, but it's fun. I don't think I've played a game that makes me feel like an assassin the way Among Us does. Hiding in a corner just outside people's sightlines before sniping a straggler and leaving the scene. I think the appeal comes down to the fact that I'm playing with real people, not predictable bots with pre-programmed movements that can be learned and exploited. You never know what someone's going to do or where they're going to go, and that's exciting. You have to think in the moment and just go for it. Take that risk and kill the last person to leave spawn. Turn the lights off and snipe a kill directly in front of someone. Kill after everyone has left the room.
Fucking did it, Orange. You fucking did it.
Here's another fun technique. At the start of the round on Polus, head straight into the drill room of lab and stand somewhere here against the right wall. The reason for this is to avoid being seen on the lab cameras. Although in this example it didn't really matter since no one was on them. So why would this blind spot be useful? Because you can frame people. Meatgood sees 2 people enter lab while he goes down to office. By the time he makes it to vitals, he will see that one of them has died.
This is 32 seconds old. Eber died as soon as the lights went off. And guess who was in lab where Eber's dead body is?
I was.
That's right. Can we get a round of applause for Kenna?
Next round of the same game, I attempt something very stupid. I see Meatgood leaving lights right as it gets fixed, so I kill someone behind him. Which is a stupid strategy. Do not try this at home. Unless it works, in which case do try it at home. I leave electrical, I stand at this node with Meatgood, and there's just a body in the lights cage that he will never find if I don't call lights again. I follow Meatgood into lab, and the body does not get reported until much later on when I'm on the opposite side of the map. There's 3 people in electrical and some random guy gets voted out for a body I killed a minute ago. My point is, there's so much fun stealth interactions people miss out on by playing Among Us with full vision. Meatgood would have immediately found this body if he could see everything, but he didn't, which is what I really like about Among Us. Most social deduction games let you see as far as physically possible and then throw in proximity voice chat as well. But by limiting these 2 things, it becomes such a unique game for the imposter that I'm shocked no one has tried blatantly copying. People have ripped off practically every aspect of Among Us except its vision mechanic. Why has no one tried this yet? Imagine how much easier murdering someone in real life would be. Serial killers had imposter vision.
Orange.
Whoa,
Hey,
2
orange.
people.
Where?
Orange. I think it's you.
But we're still not done yet. Let's move on to some map-specific strategies. Every map in Among Us has that one spot you can visit if you want to die. And on Polus, that place is called Storage, aka the 600 Circle of Hell. Half the time I die first round, it's because I made the mistake of entering this god-forsaken building. It's the easiest place to kill someone and get away with it as imposter. Inversely though, if you do the fuel task with someone and they don't kill you, then whoever you're with is hard clear. For if they didn't take the easiest opportunity to murder you, then there's simply no way they can be the imposter. This logic applies to other dangerous areas such as the Death Valley of the Shadow of the Iron Lungs of Hell. In English, it's known as that one part behind communications where there's a single node task no one has. But if you're the unlucky bastard who actually has this task, you better hope to also have a straight in your hand, because when the imposters see you going there, your body will never be found again.
Are you kidding me?
And I'm not even kidding. At least with Storage, it's really obvious someone is dead in there, because there'll be a blip on admin that never moves. But behind comms, there's no way to know if someone died here. The outside areas on Polus don't show up on the admin table, which is why statistically speaking, whenever someone goes missing in public, they've probably ended up here. Meatgood, what the fuck was that? You hunted me down in this random corner of the map and it insta-killed me.
I don't like playing imposter. I want to die.
I mean, that's relatable. I don't know.
I was just like, okay, I'm killing Orange. Kill that guy first. Don't like him.
But the most interesting of these locations is the medbay scanner in lab. A task so specifically placed that if you walk all the way through lab and enter specimen, you won't find the body here unless you go out of your way to check the medbay scanner. All that is nerd talk for you can lure people into medbay by dancing on top of them to signal, hey, I have scan and I want to show you it, so come follow me so I can show you my scan. So what is medbay? Medbay scan is a task in which a crewmate visibly scans in front of everyone else, revealing their innocence as imposters can't do tasks. Wiki reading aside, this was true for a few tasks at release, which would visually react whenever someone was doing them. This became very annoying to deal with as imposter, especially when most of the lobby got hard cleared because they did the trash task. Such compromising visuals were later removed in 2020. But Medbay was the only task not affected by this change despite losing its visual indicator. Players with the scan task will do this unnatural microstep when moving onto the scanner, which means you can still clear people with Medbay even with visual tasks off, because a normal person won't be able to replicate this robotic movement. However, just because something can't be replicated organically doesn't mean people won't fall for it anyway.
By the way, my suspicions of Orange being the imposter are not correct. He scanned.
Oh my god, this clip is so old. For you toddlers out there, 2023 was 2 years ago. Feel old yet? The Medbay microstep can be turned off with mods, but it still exists in vanilla, so you must learn to work around it. Most prominently on the map Mirahq HQ. Mirahq is a map designed around being the opposite of scaled. That is to say, instead of being one big circle, it's 3 straight lines taped together, one of which you're forced to walk through when you first spawn into the map. And when everyone spawns in, walks down this corridor, what do they see immediately? That's right, Medbay. The map's design draws players towards the scanner, so it's not uncommon to see the entire server crowding around it, checking who's doing that little microstep. So what do you do in this situation? What are you supposed to do as imposter when everyone can see each other in the same room? Well, if you can't tell who did that kill, then there's your answer. It is possible to see who did this kill if you focus really hard, but otherwise killing right in front of people in the dark is a valid strategy. Here's a fun bit of trivia for you. On release date, Medbay scan was a common task, which meant every crewmate on the server had Medbay. I think you're smart enough to understand why that might be a problem. Thankfully, Innerslot was quick to respond, fixing the issue in a short 7 months later. The way they decided to fix it was so absurd too. Instead of changing how Medbay worked, Innerslot said, "Imposters can now use the Medbay scanner." What? For a brief 21-day window, imposters could scan to clear themselves. At least until it was changed to what it is today, where scan can only be given to a maximum of 4. If you thought that was a huge oversight, you should read the August 8, 2019 patch notes, where the developers proudly proclaim, "Buff. Imposters can now fix their own sabotage." What, are you telling me they couldn't do that before? Does this mean that if you saw someone fixing the lights, that meant they couldn't be the imposter because imposters can't fix sabotages? No wonder it took until 2020 for Among Us to blow up. The game was pretty much unplayable before then. Even then, the taskbar was completely broken. It would update live whenever someone finished a task, showing how close the crewmates were to completion. But the issue with that is it meant people would observe you doing a task, and if the bar didn't move when you finished, then that means you're the imposter. Thankfully, that all happened 4 years ago, so I'm glad the dark ages of Among Us are over. But enough complaining, let's talk about the parts of Mirahq I think are very well made. The many dead ends of Mirahq make it incredibly easy to track everyone, as people are usually within one of 3 areas. To counterbalance this, Innerslot made all the vents connect to each other, allowing the imposters to teleport to any point on the map at any time, which makes it pretty difficult to trust even the people right next to you, as you don't know if they secretly came from the other side of the map. This completely changes how you think about the game, especially when you learn about Mirahq's version of cameras. Now at first glance, the door logs look absolutely incomprehensible. Why does this thing have 2 different X buttons? This is a design choice so stupid it could only be matched by the geniuses at Adobe putting 2 edit buttons right next to each other. But once you take the time to learn how the logs work, they become the strongest electronic camera in the game.
I have something to tell you guys.
What?
Why?
It's gonna be
It's Otog.
Why?
Why?
Oh, you call him
Otog
venting?
vented in. Yep, he vented into the top and he didn't go from any of the other directions.
Each log corresponds to one of the 3 sensors in the Y hallway, telling you who crossed which one and when. If the southwest sensor was triggered followed by the north one, it means Barabla traveled from the left of logs to the north of the map. If you pay close attention, this can be used to catch imposters venting. You can visualize this more easily by standing in the center of the hallway. If Barabla heads north and then suddenly appears walking from south, he vented. When Barabla makes it north of Mirahq, it would be impossible for him to leave without passing the north sensor again. So if Barabla starts off southwest, passes the north sensor, then passes the north sensor again to head southwest, that's a perfectly normal set of movement. But if instead Barabla starts off southwest, heads north, and then magically appears in the southeast despite never leaving north, then something's gone very wrong. The second Meatgood learned about the logs, he became glued to them, and I don't blame him considering the logs are really strong at tracking people's locations, sometimes making it comically easy to solve the case. On the first round, only Dare and Potato crossed the sensors to head north, and then suddenly, Potato is reported dead. I wonder who did the kill?
Dare, I want you to explain.
Fuck, okay, just vote me.
Alternatively, you can use the logs to just troll people, especially if their name is BurgerNet. The thing about these sensors is that touching them is enough to trigger them. You don't actually have to cross them. So hypothetically, if I cross the southwest sensor, tapped the east one to make it look like I crossed into cafeteria, waited a bit, then suddenly crossed the north one, how long do you think it would take for the logs man to notice?
Hey Orange, something didn't align with the door lock. Hey Orange, something didn't align with the door lock.
That's so
Hold
funny.
on,
I got
dice
him,
can.
I got him. Meatgood, I'm gonna blow your mind. Skip.
Wait, what?
What are you talking about? You're
Skip.
gonna blow
I'm
my
gonna blow
mind.
your mind. Come to
Hold
bed
on.
with me.
So you were in the middle?
Yes.
You were in the middle just triggering the things?
Yes. Also, I just saw the killer. I think it was like a... But now, let's talk about the greatest map in the entirety of Among Us. That's right. Polus. There is a reason every serious streamer group almost exclusively plays on this map, and it's because Polus is the holy grail of Among Us. Before we even talk about anything, just look at it. Look at this place. It's this paradoxical planet that simultaneously contains enough falling snow to build a snowman and surface lava, all accented over this deep purple ground. I want more places to have purple ground, I like this. But as if that wasn't unique enough, the aesthetic of Polus is clearly inspired by John Carpenter's The Thing. I mean, you stand at the reactor, you look out there and the reactor, but why does that matter? Why should I care if this map is based off of some old guy that made a film before I was born? Well, The Thing is actually Puffball's original inspiration for making Among Us, as is shown in this no-clip documentary. And Polus is where those ideas are the strongest, and you can clearly see this when you look at the design. A big problem with the first two maps is that the admin table is absolutely oppressive if used correctly. The admin table shows you how many people are in each room of the map, and while it doesn't count the hallways, a perceptive player can easily solve the game within a few minutes if they just pay real attention to who's what blip on the admin table. On Mirahq, it can see every single vent except this one above cafeteria for some reason, which makes it pretty obvious who's standing still in reactor and who's venting around the place. Skeld has a similar problem where almost every single vent is visible on the admin table. The only one that isn't is visible on the cameras, so don't use that one. Polus fixes both of these problems by making its massive outside area a dead zone on admin, which not only makes most vents invisible, but also means you can't track the location of every player as there's usually a good chunk of people doing tasks outside. If you still fuck up even with all this in place, at that point it's just your fault.
Just walking off the body, or just walking off the body.
But by far the best upgrade are the vents. On every other map, the vents flap when you enter them, and due to a bug, you can see this animation even outside your vision. Which means that even if the lights are off, it's dangerous to vent in front of people because they'll still see the vent pop. In a peculiar decision, the developers decided to keep this bug because...
This is sort of relating to Among Us 1. Are you guys going to change the vents being visible through Fog of War if they open?
We have kept that for so long that nah.
Awesome, I guess it's never getting fixed then. Polis is the only map unaffected by this change because the vents are holes without animations, allowing you to vent right in front of people without them ever knowing. Alright, rapid fire round. There are tons of places to hide bodies like I mentioned before. The cameras are overpowered, but there is a sneaky vent that completely counters burger nets, don't have to worry about that. This vent from office to lab covers a huge distance. Actually, let's talk about this some more. The admin table is really strong as imposter because it tells you who's alone and who's together, which when paired with the vent that goes to lab can get you the freest kill ever. Sitting on admin table is a good alibi, but also Otog saw me sitting here, so this is never going to get caught. Another fun tactic involving this vent uses the specimen doors. The specimen doors take a long time to decontaminate whoever's in there, so if you see them going off, that means someone is either entering or leaving specimen. But what you can do as imposter is open the door, vent to the other side of the map, get a kill somewhere, and then when the body is inevitably reported, you can just claim to be in the specimen doors which are currently going off to anyone watching. But most importantly, Polis is just fun to play on, as are most maps to be honest, except for the airship. Airship is by far the worst map in the game, and that sucks because it's the Henry Stickmin map. If this is how you found out the guy who made Henry Stickmin also made Among Us, I am not sorry. The airship is too fat and wide for its own good. It is the perfect example of what would happen if you made an Among Us map too big. Every single time I play on Airship, it feels like I opened a single-player game because of how little people I see. I need to breathe. Nothing ever happens in Airship meetings because no one can ever see anyone. The map is so large that everyone is always split apart, which you'd think would be a good thing for the imposters. Are you kidding me? But in actuality, all that means is you will be completely unable to find the kill because you can never find anyone. To give you a frame of reference of just how big Airship is, the developers had to add a second admin table on the other end of the map just so you could be able to tell where everyone is. It also has 3 different places you can fix the light sabotage, if you can believe that. I have given this map like 8 different chances at different points throughout the years, and every single time this is how people respond to it.
Let's play Airship.
Yeah, let's play Airship. Let's do what Gamer said.
No, Airship, please.
Why not?
Airship will be a good map if there were like 20 players.
Can we play on the Airship?
Yes, please. Can we play a different map?
Yeah, let's play Polos. Let's play Polos. Let's play Polos. I love Polos.
I fucking hate this map, dude. I hate this map.
And it's a shame because it's the Airship from Henry Stickmin. It has so many cool little details, references, and mechanics. There's this platform in the middle that only one person can cross. There's this platform in the middle that... The upload task, which previously involved waiting for 12 seconds, now has an element of skill to it, as you have to identify which position contains the best signal. Electrical's layout is randomized after every meeting, making the room completely different every time. There's a dark room in the middle of the map used for creating photographs that actually lowers your vision when you enter it. I feel like this is wasted potential. They could have made an entire hallway or section of the map with this gimmick of darkness, but it's relegated to just one room. That's how I feel about Airship as a whole. It's clear a lot of love was put into the map with its unique mechanics and Henry Stickmin references, but it all feels like wasted potential because it's put on the worst map possible. I'm not an expert game designer, but if I had to offer a solution, it would be to remove this thing. Before the start of every round, everyone gets to choose one of 3 possible locations given to them, and I believe this is the reason Airship feels so isolating. When you're forced to spawn away from everyone, of course you'd never see anyone.
Quit grouping up! Choose a room to start in after a meeting.
According to the Airship guy in the trailer, this may have been done to prevent people from grouping up, but I think it's just too much. A great way to track people's movements is to check which direction they head at the start of the game. But when everyone spawns at random locations, you can't do that, and it leads to players feeling lost. My suggestion is to make a dedicated spawn location in the main hall, so that players can get a general idea of who went where when they spawn into the map. I don't even think this will cause much stacking, since there's many different directions you can head in from the main hall alone, and the airship is a really big map, so people are inevitably going to split up. This might not actually change anything, but it's a simple enough fix that I think it could be worth a shot. The next map lets you glitch into the wall if you kill while on the ladder. Fungal was released in October of 2023, and it's a really fun map that plays very differently to the other ones. It has many locations that are just perfectly designed for stealth kills, along with new mechanics and a significant lack of admin table. The lore for Fungal is that the crewmates crash-landed onto this mysterious island, hence why none of the technology works outside of the vitals monitor. It also means every structure looks like it was quickly put together out of necessity. What the hell is this? The cameras have been replaced by a big pair of binoculars, and the button didn't work anymore, so we had to replace it with this conch.
I see more meetings than I see my dad in a year.
And while no electricity might seem bad for the crewmates, it's equally bad for the imposter, as it means there's no light sabotage. No electricity, no lights to sabotage. Instead, lights have been replaced by the mushroom mix-up, which is... There's the new sabotage.
What? Oh my god.
Each player turns into an incomprehensible mess of cosmetics for a short time, which lets you kill in front of people since no one knows who is. Like, I have absolutely no idea who just did that. The mushroom mix-up lets you kill people in front of them and get away for free. Although, I guess there's nothing stopping you from just following the morphed killer until...
Hey yo, it's Ever!
Oh, that's funny.
The animation for the transformation covers the person with this temporary fog, which if timed correctly can be used to blind people. It's one thing to know which amorphous blob did the kill, it's another to have no idea what just happened.
It's between Ever, I don't know who.
But if you thought 1 second of small fog was powerful, take a look at these mushrooms in the jungle. Oh, Ever, you coward. Step on the mushroom, and a spore cloud appears. Which is funny because the crewmates can also step on them to blind the imposter. The imposters can also obviously use them to flashbang people. The killer just killed in front of me, but I don't know who did it because they did it in the spore cloud. A common tactic when you're on 4 is to group up together, leaving little opportunity for the imposter to kill. Which isn't as easy on Fungal when you can do this. Look at this, they're staring at each other through the lab window, thinking they're so smart. But check this out, I'm going to press this mushroom to hide a Manji, and by the time the cloud disappears, only his body will remain. Now let's watch this master plan in action. So, we kill him, I don't know how long that lasts, maybe you just sit here and... Yeah, I think I'm fine, he didn't see that.
Orange, I saw that. Orange, I saw that. Orange, I saw that.
Someone has to have wires, right? The singular flaw of Fungal is something found in the mountainous region. It is a device so broken, so overpowered that some people don't like the map solely because of this one singular feature, and that mechanic is the binoculars. Despite not using electricity, the binoculars are somehow the strongest camera in the game. Whereas the other maps had limited locations the cameras could see, the binoculars let you freely look around every part of the map except the mountain. No, really, you can see everything with this thing. You can stalk players' movements perfectly to see what they're up to like the ruthless dictator you are. And like a real dictator, your targets won't even know they're being watched. Normal cameras will light up when being used, which tells people, hey, I'm watching the cameras, don't kill here or I will see it. but the binoculars have no visual indicator, making it impossible to tell if you're being watched or not. It's paranoia-inducing as imposter. Whenever you kill, you have no way of knowing if anyone was secretly watching you the whole time.
On cams, there's orange kill.
There is nothing stopping you from sprinting immediately to lookout and spying on Otok to see what sort of nefarious things he's up to. Huh, I guess he really is innocent. Seriously, I have caught so many imposters using this thing that I started to feel bad about it.
Well, good job, Lips. I saw you vent.
Oh, you saw the vent, okay.
Alfred then killed in kitchen and then you vented away.
It's good for more than just catching kills too. You can tell if someone's an imposter based on how they move around when they think they're alone. If they're randomly moving about the map, not even doing tasks, then that person is obviously the imposter. The second it was discovered how broken the binoculars were, everyone wanted in on it. I don't know why it's legal for Among Us to be for 10-year-olds when it contains the single most addictive substance known to man. Entire lobbies, including the imposter, will do nothing but sit on binoculars all game like it's the next iteration of short-form content. By the way, this is 5 people on cams.
I saw the killer. I was chasing him. I went down the...
Not noticing that the killer they're so desperately looking for has just killed behind them. Look at this clueless guy. He can't see the body that's down there because he's too focused on the telescope. Okay, maybe it's not here. What?
It's orange. Orange clearly killed.
That is
Orange
like, it is 1 billion % orange because I was not on cam. So
yeah.
The cherry on top is that you can't even disable it by using comms sabotage, like you can on every other map in the game, because the stupid binoculars don't use electricity, so they can't be turned off with sabotages. Because of this, there are only 2 ways to play imposter on Fungal. Either you close the doors to lookout and quickly kill before anyone can get on binoculars, or you exclusively target the people on there so that you're not being stalked the whole time. The only safe area is the mountain, which admittedly has a lot of room to move around in, but that's it. Those are your strategies, choose one, and why did that vent just pop? Who did that? So basically, if you ever play on Fungal, immediately kill BurgerNet and you should be fine. But new maps are only half of how Inner Slot added new mechanics. Every other major update added new rules, which, to be honest, I'm not a fan of some of these, but we'll get to that. One immediate problem that comes when trying to give crewmates roles is how do you stop this scenario from happening? Let's say you claim you are a certain role, and can prove with your ability that you are that role. You then become hard clear because everyone knows you are a crewmate. If everyone does this with their own special unique role, then you have the medbay situation all over again where the imposter just dies because they don't have the special crewmate role. Inner Slot solved this problem by letting multiple of the same roles exist, allowing you to let every single player in the server be the engineer, if that's what you want for some reason. But most importantly, the roles themselves can't be used to clear yourself. The engineer, for example, grants crewmates the ability to vent. However, this can't be used as a medbay scan because imposters also have that ability. Is this guy an engineer or is he an imposter? I don't know, and neither will you. According to this interview from 4 years ago, the developers wanted to make it less obvious that someone venting was the imposter.
I do like that interacting with vents, or having the crewmates interact with vents to make them less of a one-stop giveaway could be interesting.
One of the things...
The engineer was supposed to be the solution to this problem, because now when you catch someone venting, you can't be sure if that person was the imposter or the engineer. However, this led to the complete opposite problem happening. Because it was impossible to tell whether a vent was caused by the engineer, crewmates just stopped caring. Like, I have so much footage of people venting in front of each other, and no one stopping to question it. I mean, what's the point? That guy's probably an engineer anyway, why would I need to point this out. You could jump into a vent with someone, travel with them to electrical, and not a single person would think anything of it. Seeing vents pop became so common that saying, "I'm in the vents" when asked for your location was a valid response.
Where did you go? When the lights got turned off,
I'm in the vents, Gillis. I'm in the vents.
And something's gone seriously wrong if you're able to do that. I think a vent flapping open should be exciting, an imminent sign that something sinister has happened, not just background noise your brain can filter out because it's that common. I swear to God, you better not be using this video as a second screen. So after a couple of months, I turned the engineer off. Partly because I wanted vents to actually matter as pieces of evidence, but also because a really annoying strategy was discovered. When you jump into the vent as engineer, you don't have to leave immediately. In fact, there is absolutely nothing stopping you from staying inside and using the vents to secretly spy on people. If you are the engineer, vents became a secondary camera you could spy on the imposters with. I don't have any real footage of it because it was so long ago, but on day 1 of the update, someone caught the imposters double killing in electrical because he was hiding in the vents. Engineer had effectively brought fungal binoculars to every single map, which briefly turned imposter into a horror game because whenever you killed near a vent, you had no way of knowing if the VTuber cosmetic purchaser would pop out and scream at you.
I just saw orange kill, I just saw orange vent and kill, I just saw orange vent kill. Okay, so I'm engineer, right? I vented with orange, I just saw him pop out of the vent, right where I fucking popped out of the vent. He killed in storage, and then I popped out of the vent and reported.
Also, before any of you go, "But you can just turn down the time people can spend in vents," the clip I just showed you had the vent timer set to 5 seconds, so that doesn't remove the issue. Maybe if the vents blocked your vision as a crewmate, or if there was some way for the imposter to tell when someone was inside, this wouldn't be an issue, but as it stands now, I don't like the engineer. The second crewmate role is the scientist, which allows the player to carry around a mobile vitals monitor that tells you who's dead and who's not, which is an ability that is very strong if you know what you're doing. Part of the mystery of Among Us is not knowing when the body died, so when you have a portable device that tells you someone's exact time of death, you can do stuff like this. No one's dead. I see lips. Someone's dead. Therefore, it can't be him. No one's dead. I walk over here and suddenly 2 people die. Whoever I was with is hard clear. No one's dead. I walk over to cams to meet up with 3 people and now someone's dead. Before anything even happens, I know it can't be BurgerNet and those other 2 people. You could argue regular vitals does the same thing, but you have to actually stand at vitals for it to work, which on maps like Fungal means walking through this narrow, winding hallway just to reach the monitor. Scientist, on the other hand, lets you carry around vitals wherever you want, even on maps that didn't originally have it. So in the end, I turned it off. One of the main criticisms of Among Us was that being dead is extremely boring. If you were the first one to die, you'd have to wait up to 15 minutes just to play the game again, which is really punishing in a game where dying is not something you can control.
We do want to make being ghosts more interesting. We got some ideas, but it's...
The Guardian Angel was the developer's solution to this problem. Whoever died first would now gain the ability to protect the crewmates with a shield. If the imposter attacks that shield, their kill cooldown gets reset, allowing the crewmate to live just a little bit longer with your help. Although, none of the crewmates can see the protect happen, so sometimes you'd protect someone, only for the imposter to wait for their kill cooldown to come up again, and kill them anyway. It's also pretty useless when there's 2 imposters in the room, because you can just like... yeah... It's also pretty useful to make sure Meatgood is completely invulnerable while he's camping cameras. The developers have somehow managed to make a role more interesting than the imposter. There is nothing quite like stalking the killer across the map, trying to predict who they're going to kill, and then perfectly parrying in Among Us. If the goal was to make being dead more interesting, then Innerslot's new role was a resounding success.
Why didn't you kill Ultog? What? Oh, that was a morph. Now he's gonna kill him. Yeah, but no!
Playing as the Guardian Angel was just as, if not more fun than being the imposter, which is really saying something. But And there is an asterisk to this. While it's fun to be the Guardian Angel, this role would have disastrous effects on the imposter population. If the engineer represents psychological damage, then the Guardian Angel is physical assault. Once you become good at Guardian Angel, the imposters will literally be unable to kill anyone. There's this one clip I found of me blocking 3 different kills in the same round. And while it might be entertaining to watch the imposters fumble to kill people, this can't be fun for them. They find the perfect opportunity to kill, and some guy in the sky says, "No, you can't do that." The Guardian Angel also tells crewmates that someone was protected in the meeting, and while it doesn't say who or when, saying it happened at all is sometimes more than enough information to solve the case.
Oh, Guardian Angel protection? Kinda you that were following for a long time.
Yeah, we were alone. We were alone.
Manji, that's really unfortunate.
Yes!
I just saw Bergen vent into electrical. I think he tried to kill me, but the Guardian Angel cloud appeared.
I also tried to get rid of Bergen at first.
Never mind. Okay, Hexy.
This game sucks ass, so what am I supposed to do?
He might, I don't know.
Where is this?
Oh, okay, so Guardian Angel protected me, it's Daya. Thank you, Orange.
Meatgood, where were you?
Orange, I thanked you.
So in the end, I turned it off. Okay, look, I know I'm turning off every single role so far, but there is a reason for that. A controversial reason. Get ready for this. I think that fundamentally, giving crewmates roles is a bad idea. Particularly the ones the imposter has no way of knowing exist. I don't think crewmates should have special abilities which solve the game for them, and perhaps the best example of why is the Tracker. A role which can accurately track another player's location on your map. Like, you can be nowhere near your target and still know exactly where they are even when the lights are off. All you have to do is track a random player and wait for them to either vent, walk past the body, lie about their real location in the meeting, or just walk around very clearly not doing tasks and you've caught the imposter. Imagine finally getting imposter after 1 hour of waiting, only to get immediately caught because some guy was secretly tracking you the whole time. But if you want an even more broken role, it's called the Noisemaker. When you die as the Noisemaker, every single player on the map gets a giant arrow pointing towards the body. Here's some footage of me playing as the Noisemaker in some random public server. After the imposter kills me, the Noisemaker triggers, and every single person in the lobby runs over together. I wonder who did the kill, I wonder who did it. Pom, if you're watching this, I am so sorry for ruining your imposter game. Please don't mail me a bomb. The Noisemaker is enabled in your lobby. Almost none of the strategies I mentioned in this video will work. This kill from earlier simply would not happen if Gear was a Noisemaker, and a giant arrow told me could the I just killed him. The roles that I think make the game much more interesting for everyone are the imposter ones. And you can tell this is the case from how much time I spent talking about the Morphling alone. The Shapeshifter, or Morphling as all the mods call it, lets you morph into a crewmate, kill in front of someone and frame them.
Gearless, what was that for?
I think you're lying because I'm nowhere near wherever you are.
Okay, where do you think I am?
I don't fucking know. I'm in.
No, you do know. Where am I? Where am I?
Which is definitely not completely broken, right? Right? Well, yeah, it's not. It's actually surprisingly well balanced. The ability to morph as people is really more of a side grade, and sometimes it's actively detrimental to use.
Wait, no, it's fine. We can just pick. We can just see. It's orange. It's orange. Everyone was there.
The main counter to Morphling is your brain. If you're in a room filled with everyone in the lobby except for one guy, and then suddenly a morphed clone of someone enters the room and kills in front of you, who do you think the imposter is?
It would be so hard for them to lose. Hexies just keeps morphing as people who are full clear and killing the clear people. Yeah, there it is.
That's sexy, that's sexy, that's sexy, that's sexy.
The other main counter is good communication. Meatgood, hello.
Laboratory.
Meatgood?
This is in laboratory. I saw Meatgood go past the Green Knight, which is Slimers, and then he went into laboratory.
If I see Meatgood kill in front of me, but then find out that the real Meatgood is actually on cameras, I know for sure that this Meatgood is a Morphling.
Wait, hold on. How could it have been me? Lips, you saw me going to cams, is that correct?
Like, strawberry shortcake isn't even that good.
Who
Sorry.
exactly?
This whole communication thing can be really problematic if your main strategy is to kill in front of someone while morphed.
Was anyone with Gearless just now?
Right now.
You are next to him?
Yeah, on Vitals.
Where are you? Where are you?
This
Vitals?
is either...
On
Shut
Vitals,
up.
on
This
Vitals.
is either an Amanji / Orange
Okay,
morph,
there was
or
2
it's
people
both of
in
you,
in
and you're
comms
the lawyer.
and 2 people in office right now.
We were in office.
Yeah, I was with Gear in office.
Wait,
in
Orange,
Vitals.
who are you in comms with?
No, I'm saying I see you on admin. I like saw a bit
Wait,
ago.
you're at admin?
Yeah.
Orange.
Huh.
You are not an admin, because I was.
I said a weapon. Oh my god.
You're lying. You tripped up over your words, buddy. It's you.
With enough clears, killing in front of someone while morphed turns into killing in front of someone. Look at this, I see a fake Moongo walk into storage. We know this is likely a fake Moongo because when I walk back there I find a dead body. And even though this is a 15-player lobby, somehow we figure it out. Right off the bat, we know it can't be Meatgood because we saw him at the same time we saw the Morphling. We know that's not the real Moongo because 2 people are with him in lab, and all 3 of those people saw Slancast enter Specimen. Iggy is on cameras, which we saw were on, and he sees 2 people in Boiler Room. Just above that, Lips and Eber see each other in O2. TRC is on admin with Mad Pumpkin, which leaves Otog.
The table in the middle.
Mr. Inspector Gadget over here uses his go-go gadget kill Otog.
If all of that wasn't bad enough, sometimes you can just follow the imposter and wait for their ability to run out, completely exposing their little disguise. But okay, so if the Morphling can't be used to get free kills, then how do you use this role? One strategy I know you're already thinking about, since my viewers have an average IQ of 4000, is what if you kill in front of someone as yourself and pretend to be the Morphling? What a great idea! Let's watch some footage of exactly this being done and see what happens.
The Lips just killed him.
Hmm?
Okay, Lipson, where are you actually if you did?
I'm alone in electrical.
Yeah, you vented from security into electrical.
Well, and just killed in front of you.
If you kill in front of someone and claim that it isn't the real you, the first question thrown your way will be where are you actually? And if you can't verify your location, then you'll be thrown out of this meeting faster than I die by standing here. Are you fucking kidding me? The best Morphling plays are the ones where it's not obviously a Morphling. At the start of the round on Polis, I see TRC and only TRC head right to lab. This means he won't have an alibi in the meeting, which makes him a perfect target for this Morphling nonsense. But if you want a really crazy strategy, you're gonna have to break the glass and use Morph into your imposter partner. Now, framing your imposter partner has 2 outcomes. Either you witnessed the greatest game of Among Us ever played, or you single-handedly caused the downfall of civilization.
Awesome Fennel boss.
Eber.
Yeah.
Eber, do you have something to say?
3 people died immediately.
Eber just left a body in the boiler room.
Dear, I just walked past you. I'm in weapons now.
No, goodbye.
Yes. Hold on. What do you mean just left boiler room? Because
what do you think it means, Eber Ferrado? Don't starve.
Well, I mean, I finished
somebody
the
walked
entirety of
away
the weapons
with me.
task. You saw me going there, and now you're telling me that there's a body somewhere, and that that you just
start of the game,
I'm
right?
acting confused. You're not the victim here.
If you just saw me, then that's a Morphling. Okay, this doesn't really make sense from my perspective, because I saw there like
Of course it
10
doesn't. You're
seconds
the
ago.
imposter. Get out of here.
Listen, I saw there like 10 seconds ago. I went into weapons. He went somewhere else, and I was like, "Oh, I just saw you come out of there." And if you just saw me, then that wasn't me.
You're playing the Morphling card. It's
You're not even telling me the situation!
I just said you killed in boiler room and left. What is there more to say, Eber?
Well, I didn't.
Good defense. Goodbye.
Also, fun fact about this clip, if you count the votes, I could have technically saved Eber by skipping, which meant this whole strategy would have worked if I didn't kill the other imposter for no reason. Oh, this is so Barabla.
Orange, I trusted you. Why would you kill like that when we were both on vitals?
Orange, is there something you want to tell me? Orange, is there something you want to tell me?
Eber, not my fault you failed to get an alibi.
You framed me!
In this next clip, I also morph as my imposter partner. But here it works because Otog's location is verifiable, which makes him look really good.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh. Is anyone with Otog right now?
I just walked into cams and...
Okay, it's not Otog. That's an Otog Morphling.
Oh! Put enough clip farming. Here's an actual Morphling strategy. You know how when you morph into someone, the bubble conceals their true identity? What if we took advantage of the fact that you can't tell whether someone is morphing into someone or morphing out of someone? So what if you kill in front of someone as yourself, walk away, and then quote-unquote unmorph? What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen in this situation?
Alright, Otog. Alright, Otog, you better have a really strong alibi right now. Like, hard as stone alibi. Also, yeah, now I'm second guessing myself. Maybe this was Orange morphing into Otog.
Yes, because, like, Now, I actually lied to you. It is possible to tell who the real Morphling is by paying attention to the color of the bubble. The color always represents the real person behind the morph. So, if Eber noticed the bubble was orange, then this would have never happened at all. So, like, Inner Slot, can you please add a setting to make all Morphling bubbles grey, please? Thank you. The next strategy is for when you want to cause confusion. Don't ask how me, a fake BurgerNet, is killing another fake BurgerNet. Focus on how just outside my vision is the real Meatgood. When you kill someone as someone in the same area the original person is in, but they don't see you, it leads to the most pointless conversations happening.
I'm with...
Yeah, Meatgood, where are you?
What's his name? Wait, because I'm in electrical doing the wire.
Yeah, alright, minor issue. I see Meatgood kill right in front of me. That's the little problem.
Where?
It's like at the entrance of the cage.
Oh!
I am near there, so I guess you caught me then. I don't know.
Here's another strategy. What if you morph into Lips right outside his vision, wait for Lips to leave card swipe, and kill Meatgood right in front of Gamer as Lips? From Gamer's point of view, it looks like Lips left for a second and then came back to kill Meatgood. It's such a clean kill, they don't even question there being a Morphling because it looks that natural.
This isn't Gamer. Oh.
Really, it's not me. Would you like to guess?
The final use for Morphling is if you mess up really badly. Like I'm talking vent in front of someone and then fail to kill them. The person who saw you vent is going to run to the nearest group of people and become unkillable. So, if you have to absolutely kill someone, then you might as well morph. I mean, what else do you have to lose? You've already been caught red-handed. Also, can we talk about morph locations? Because some of these people plant their bubble in broad daylight where everyone can see it. It leads to people walking in on you shape-shifting.
Holy shit, kinda clutch?
Kinda clutch?
Kinda run!
Kinda run! This is the most intense Among Us gameplay right here.
No, Otog, shape-shifting in weapons is not a smart location. I see it happen all the time. Morph in places where people don't normally go so you don't get caught doing it. Like under the fungal spore cloud, or directly in front of people when the lights are off. There's your pro Among Us tip for the day. The other role, Phantom, is much more simple, effective, but also not as crazy. It turns you invisible. Oh, Tog, I swear to— So, unlike the modded version, Phantom can't kill while invisible, so it's only really useful to escape from kills or cross cameras without being seen. The ability to go invisible sounds strong on paper, but it's really not. To get cleared in Among Us, you must be seen by people, but if you never get seen because you're constantly invisible, then it doesn't matter how powerful your role is, you will still get voted out for being conspicuously alone. That said, there is one play I've seen done with the Phantom that is so dastardly, it requires a minimum of 4001 IQ to perform. On July 7th, 2021, Innerslot introduced the vent cleaning task, a task in which a crewmate walks up to a vent and cleans its contents. There's not much going for this task. You don't actually enter the vent, you just stand by it and clean it. If someone's inside the vent— Now, if you see someone doing the vent task, what you can do as Phantom is go invisible, vent on top of Otog doing the vent task, and this will look absolutely horrible for him to anyone watching. They'll just see a vent pop in the other room, they walk in and—
What?
When did you scream a banshee run?
Who vented? Oh, was it you?
I don't know who vented. Why don't you tell me?
Oh. No, I saw the vent open and Otog was on it and...
Okay, kill Otog.
They're saying you saw Otog vent.
But there is a limit to all this, right? I mean, I will be the first to admit that Among Us is a party game, which means it was likely never intended to be played anywhere near this long. So ironically, a lot of this video is just brain rot from playing the game too much. I was going to talk about the awesome Town of Us mod, which is basically a completely different game, but honestly, I've gotten sick of working on this video. It's been 3 months, I should just finish it. Also, I feel like I've made my point, so there will be no good reason to drag this video out for longer. Among Us can be enjoyed for reasons outside of brain rot. Among Us is one of the better social deduction games out there. If you have 9 people willing to play with it. Okay, here's the other reason I made this video. I think most people can't really experience Among Us anymore since its peak in popularity is far over. I mean, who even has 9 friends they can invite to play Among Us these days? I'm lucky I can just kidnap some random guy from the orange server whenever I need slots filled. I can't imagine trying to play this game when your only option is the public lobbies. Fun fact, Puffballs, one of the 3 creators of Among Us, is quoted to have said he doesn't understand how people enjoy playing public lobbies.
The random games are so like horrible to play. I don't understand how people enjoy them, but
they do.
The majority of our players play
Which I think is really funny. If you play at peak hours in the American servers, it's possible to find a server with good settings, like the one I'm in here, but it's like trying to find an oasis in a desert. So I guess the real reason I made this video was to share my experience with one of my favorite games and the people I love playing it with. You can go now, the video's over, leave.
What? I'm not playing Among Us anymore.
Yeah, good now.